Are you confused by all the microneedling devices that are out there? You see the Dr. Pen, you've heard of the Banish, and then you see fancy infusion systems like the Qure. It's overwhelming, and it's hard to know which one is just hype and which one is actually right for your skin. Well, today we are breaking it all down. We are comparing the four most popular types of at-home microneedling devices, including all the big names in electric microneedling pen, like the popular Dr. Pen, a micro-infusion system like the Qure, an advanced stamper, the Banish System, and even a basic cheap stamper from Amazon to see how it compares. I have tried them all and I definitely have a favorite, but which one is actually best for you? That is the most important thing, and we're gonna chat about it. So let's get into it. So before we get started, if you want more information about what microneedling is and what it can do for your skin, check out this video, which you can find in the description below. Before we compare the devices, we need to talk about the needles. This is actually the most important part because the needles are actually the ones that touch the skin. So it's critical. The gold standard for quality and sharpness is surgical stainless steel. However, you are not going to find pure surgical stainless steel in consumer grade at-home pens. Not that I know of anyway. They are usually reserved for professional grade tools. So what are we using? You're gonna find three main types at home market. You're gonna find the aluminum alloy. This is usually what Dr. Pen usually uses. They are thin, they are very durable, but quality can vary greatly between manufacturers. Also titanium, often gold-plated, like the Banish or the Qure. Titanium is very strong and durable. It's often plated with 24 karat gold, not just for its luxury, but because gold is antimicrobial and reduces the chance of irritation, making it great for sensitive skin and safer for at-home use. So if you're looking for titanium, I suggest that you always look for a 24 karat gold-plated device. Again, because I feel that it's just gonna be a lot less risk for infection. So when you're shopping, always look for the thinnest and the sharpest needles that you can find. And I would say also if they are 24 karat gold plated, that is also going to be wonderful, especially if you have sensitive skin, but also just even if you don't and you're not really sure because you have never tried micro needling, I think that's gonna be your best is get that 24 karat gold plated. So quality truly matters for safety and results. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the budget-friendly ones. These are the stampers that you can purchase on Amazon as well as rollers, okay? They are manual. You are going to easily stamp or roll them depending. I am not a fan of the rollers any longer based on information that I know and how it kind of can scoop up the skin when it is rolling. So I'm not really a fan of the rollers any longer. And you always need to make sure that when you are rolling that you roll and then take it up and then roll and then take it up. So you're always kind of making sure that you are picking that roller up so that you're not, causing any irritation or risk of tam tracks, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. So these are usually under $25. The only real pro to this to me is it's extremely low price, and it is really the cheapest way to sample the concept of microneedling. A con is, and the biggest issue for me on these is quality control. The needles can be, depending of course on the manufacturer, they can be thick, they can be dull or unevenly spaced. Which risks micro tears and irritation. And if it's a roller, you can definitely risk that tram track scarring. They also lack a proper integrated cleaning system, which is one of my biggest complaints, because if it isn't cleaned properly, you risk infection. All right, so who is this for? Honestly, I'm gonna say that if you are looking to just get into microneedling, I think the 0.25 or under is gonna be a safe option to just kind of try it. You'll know how it feels on the skin. You'll know how long it takes, okay? If you're going to get into the collagen induction therapy, 0.5 and above, I would not go this route. I would definitely look into a higher quality pen, and that is my opinion. All right, so next we have the gold standard of electric pens, which are the Dr. Pen pens. And this one, ooh, I have to be careful of this one because it is touchscreen, but this is, I think this is his latest. This is the BioPen, and it is EMS paired with microneedling, and this one is the M8S pen. Both of these are electric devices. You do need to replace the cartridges. And just so you know, also, I forgot to state, these ones, the cheapos from Amazon, you definitely need to replace these as well. You're not, these you don't have forever, okay? They definitely, after about 3 to 8 times, you're gonna throw them away and you are gonna purchase new ones. Pens were actually just used for professional use, but Dr. Pen has come out with just beautiful at-home pens that you can use for at home. And Dr. Pen is one of the most common pens that you're going to find that is quality. There's a lot of dupes out there that aren't Dr. Pen. And there is a way that you can actually go in to see if it is truly a Dr. Pen or not. But these range from price from anywhere from $80. And I think that this one is actually the BioPen. I think it's his most expensive. I think it's anywhere from about $300, maybe it's about $200 right now. Best to get them definitely during Black Friday because they have such great prices. But let's talk about the pros of this, okay? It's powerful. It's fully automated. You can precisely adjust the needle depth, making it highly versatile and much more customizable for targeting different issues on the skin. And they definitely have different speeds as well. And the cartridges are sterile and disposable. So you're not going to use this cartridge over and over. You use it once, you throw it away. Now, what is great about the pen, like I said, is also that you can adjust the needle length. So if you're doing one whole, you're doing the face, the neck, the under eyes, everything, you don't need to change out the cartridges. You can go on 0.25, I want to do the under eye. 0.5, I want to do the cheeks. So that is really nice. And I think that that's a great pro. Con, it definitely can be a learning curve in knowing how to use this. Also, another con for me is how small these are. This is really maybe just a tad larger when you get the cartridge on, but that's how small the surface area is. So if you're stamping this and you do it a few times, man, it is going to take you a long time. And I'm telling you, it does. It's my biggest complaint on the stampers. I really wish that we could drag them, but you should not be dragging them because that's not going to be the correct technique because you can risk irritating the skin. So you're definitely not going to want to drag them. You want to do this, okay? So just keep that in mind. Also, I find it to be more painful. So when I'm using a 0.5 on any of the electric pens, I'm finding that to be more painful, and I'm assuming it's because of the small surface area, right? So if you kind of think of somebody like that, if you are stepping on a bunch of nails and the smaller the surface area is, you're really going to feel it. However, the larger the surface area is, you barely feel it. That's kind of how it is. So some are probably going to need a numbing cream. Now, I've seen people that have worked with the electric pens at a 1 point needle length and don't need numbing cream. That is not me. I can definitely do a 0.5 without numbing cream, but this is definitely more painful than a stamper for me. That is just me. Everyone's pain tolerance is definitely going to be different. But also, if you do need that numbing cream, you're going to want to add that into the time factor as well, because the numbing cream takes about like 20 to 30 minutes before the face is truly numb. So just keep that in mind. So who is this going to be for? I find that if you are really confident in knowing the technique, you prioritize a maximum customization and don't mind the pain management or the extra time needed, then I think that this pen or one of the Dr. Pens are going to be great for you. All right, so let's go ahead and now talk about luxury, okay? And I say luxury because this is going to be the most cost is the Qure or any really type of other micro-infusion system. So you have got these stampers, and this is the Qure, and these are 24 karat gold plated needles, and they have a built-in right here, a vial to stamp and infuse the serum directly into at the same time. These needles are actually hollow in order to do that, okay? These can cost anywhere from $200 to $250, plus, of course, continuous mandatory repurchase of not only these, but this. But just know, of course, you're always going to have to, repurchase the specialized serum-filled needles, or the heads, I mean. Some of the pros of this is it's all-in-one treatment, okay? It's gonna deliver the serum directly into the channels. The gold-plated needles also can be less irritating. And also, if you are just that person that doesn't want to do a lot of research on what you should be using on your face to microneedle, you just like want simple, you are just like, I want this, you tell me what to do, this might be wonderful for you. Some cons, it's very time consuming, again, because this head is so small and you have to go over it a couple of times. Anyway, you should be going over it a couple of times, but again, it's gonna take some time. The biggest drawback also is that you are locked into their proprietary serums, making it the least customizable and most expensive option over time due to the single-use disposable heads, okay? So who is this gonna be for? I think that if you prioritize convenience over customization and don't mind the high reoccurring cost of the disposable pre-filled heads, then I think that this is gonna be, one that you're gonna definitely want to look into. All right, finally, let's talk about the Banish system. This is also a manual stamper, but the design is truly what sets it apart. I'm gonna put the price over here. Let's talk about pros of this because to me, there are many. It uses a safe, straight in, straight out stamping motion, no tearing risks. The needles are titanium, gold plated, and are notably thin. Out of all of the pens that I have used, this is definitely the thinnest pen that I have used. So that is a lot less irritation. I find I've done 0.5, like I said. I do cosmetic needling at a 0.25 with this, and I get virtually no irritation, just maybe this very, very subtle. But if I use a different pen, and I have used all of these at a 0.25, and my skin is like a hot red tomato, okay? And at a 0.25, I mean, it looks like I've microneedled at a 0.5, which is much different. And that's not what I'm looking for, okay? I'm looking to penetrate the product deeper into the skin. I'm not looking for this massive irritation that is going to cause me not to be able to use a lot of my other products for days on end. So with this bad boy, I don't need to do that. And I really love that. So I can use this and my face isn't a bright red tomato at the 0.25, okay? And I do feel that it is definitely a lot less irritated when I use the 0.5 as well. I also love the round head and how large it is because you are getting a lot more coverage. And it is also the fastest for a full coverage treatment when you're doing the face and the neck. Goes by really quick. And also another thing that I love is this cap. This is actually a cleaning cap. And all you're gonna do is put alcohol in here and you're gonna put this on and bam, you leave it in for 5 minutes and voila, it is clean, okay? So another thing, and as you can see, I'm not sure if you can see that I write on these, but I do a little tally marks on these for how often that I use them because you are going to want to change these heads anywhere from 3 to 8 times. If I'm doing the full face and neck, I will change them out on the 4th time. The fourth time is a new head. I hope that makes sense. If you're just doing one area, if I'm just doing the forehead only, and that's what I want to focus on every few weeks, then I am going to switch the head out after the 8th time. It really just kind of depends on what part of the face that you're doing, the full face or just a small area. Also, just so you know, they have come out now with different types of needle lengths. So they have, Banish has 0.25, 0.5, and I think also a 1 point, which is usually more for the body. Another pro that I love is that you can use your own serum. So I can use whatever serum that I have. And if you want me to do a video all about the serums that I use for microneedling and cosmetic needling, let me know and I will do that video. Let's talk about some cons, okay? So one con of this device is it doesn't adjust the needle length. Like I said, you have to purchase the cartridges, 0.25, 5, and 1, but that's not really that big of a deal, but just I think it would be great if you could change it like this. Do you see what I'm saying? And then you wouldn't have to switch between a 0.25 and a 0.5, depending on your area of face. Also, I think what another con is that Banish really just kind of focuses right now anyway on skin that is like acne or has scars from acne or has some pigmentation from acne. So they sell products that are geared towards that. And I would love for them, and I keep saying this, I would love for them to sell a serum that is super squeaky clean that can be used for anti-aging. I would love that. Peptides, growth factors. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. And that would just take the guesswork out of it. So that is another con, but again, you can use whatever it is that you want. So who is this going to be for? I feel like this is really for anyone. Beginners, intermediates. I'm definitely an advanced person, but I like this one the best. So if you want something that's safe, if you also want something that's going to be done pretty quickly, you want convenience, you also like quick, easy to clean, but you want that professional grade needle quality, I think that you're going to probably like this one. And that's the one that I use all the time. That's the winner for me. And I've been using it for a really long time now. So I'd love to know what one you love. Let us know. Are you more the device person, electric, a little bit more professional, or are you into the stampers? Have you tried the Banish? I would really love to know. So let's go ahead and sum up this video. So if you are a pro level user who wants power, you might want to go for the Dr. Pen. If you want gentle, all-in-one luxury routine, you don't want a lot of guesswork, you're just like, hey, give it to me, you might love the Qure. And if you're like me and want the safest, fastest, and most practical tool for a long time routine, Banish is my top recommendation. I want to make your research easier for you, so I have put links to all the products in the description box. I also, if I've got any discount codes, I will place them there, and I always pin a comment as well. And I want to hear from you. So based on you, which one is the best match? And let me know if you have any questions. I try to do my best to answer all questions. And finally, now that you've chosen your tool, check out these videos on how to microneedle safely at home. If this video has helped you, please go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you do not miss my upcoming videos. Until next time.